We're going to be doing a chair yoga class. It'll focus on stress relief for our neck and our shoulders. It's very simple. And at any point, if there's something that doesn't feel right to you or isn't comfortable, don't do it. Just go ahead and sit there and take a breath. That's my notes. So let's start by finding ourselves comfortably seated. We're going to have our feet firmly planted on the ground. We'll inhale up, scrunch our shoulders up towards our ears, and exhale, lower our shoulders down our back. If you'd like to close your eyes or lower your gaze, we're going to do a little breathing exercise together to get started. So take a moment to notice your natural breath. As you inhale, what do you feel? You feel coolness in your nose and throat? Do you feel movement in your chest or stomach? Is there warmth on your exhale? Together, let's take a deep inhale through our nose. We're going to start with filling our lower abdomen to our mid-chest and then our upper lungs. And then as you exhale, exhale from the upper chest, mid-chest, and lower abdomen. You can continue this breath on your own pace. Do one more full breath on your own pace, and when you finish, you can go ahead and open your eyes. Let's do a finger stretch together. We'll take 2 fingers with our left hand. I don't mirror well, so either you can mirror me or you can just follow my verbal cues. So 2 fingers of your left hand to your right index finger, and then just gently pull it back, giving a nice stretch to that finger. Breathe in and out. We'll move on to our middle finger. In and out. To your ring finger. And pinky when you're ready. And finally your thumb. We'll switch and stretch the other hand. And move to the next finger. and down to your ring. And your little pinky. And finally your thumb. One of the things to remember in yoga is that when you stretch one way, you want to counter stretch the other way too. So let's bring the back of our fingers together, and then we'll just gently roll into a fist. Tuck your thumbs in, and don't squeeze too hard, but just take a nice moment there with your hands closed. Now let's just do some gentle rolling of our wrists in one direction. If you work in an office, this is a great little video to do during your lunch break too. It'll be available on my YouTube channel, so you can access it anytime. You want to do it at home, when you get home from work, to just sort of de-stress. It's great if you have a desk job. And then let's roll in the other direction with those wrists. Don't forget to continue breathing in and out at your own pace. And you can bring your hands to your lap. We're going to do some neck stretches. Let's inhale together. And we'll exhale and drop one ear to that shoulder as you exhale. We're looking for a nice stretch on the open side of your neck, but not too much. A general rule for doing yoga is we're not trying to achieve 100%. If you're giving it your all and you're straining and you're stretching and you're feeling it too much, just let it up a little bit. 80% is perfect. Breathing as we're sitting here, enjoying that stretch. And on your next inhale, you're going to bring your head back up to center, and you'll exhale off to the other side. You might notice that you have more space, or you bend your neck further on one side or the other. It's totally normal. We tend to favor or use one side of our body more than the other. So you find often that one side has a little more stretch in it than the other. On your next inhale, bring your head back up to center, and we're going to exhale, arch into our chest. On your next inhale, come on up with your chin. And then we'll exhale, we'll bring our chin over to our right shoulder. And on your next inhale, bring your chin back to center and exhale to the other side. And inhale, come back to center. And exhale, chin to chest again. And inhale, come on back up. Next, we're going to do some arm movements. This one has a few different names. Some liken it to churning butter. I've never churned butter like this before, but I don't think any of us have. But it's similar motion, apparently. Some liken it to the Cabbage Patch, a dance craze, I don't know, maybe in the 90s. I don't really remember it. But either way, we're going to bring our hands in loose fists, stack them on top of each other, and then we're just going to make big circles with them. Nice big circles, whatever speed is comfortable to you. You can exhale as you push out, inhale as you come in. At the bottom of your last exhale, you're going to switch hands on top and then switch directions. And then inhale back in and exhale out. And then at the bottom of your next breath, your last exhale, you can release. Now we're going to do a movement that kind of resembles scooping air. We're going to take our hands, come down in front, grab some air, scoop it up overhead, and then release. So this movement, we're going to start in the front, scoop the air. Inhale while we come up, and exhale as we release and come back down. You want to do this at your own speed with your own breath. Inhale up and exhale down. Again, as I said earlier, if anything doesn't feel right, if this range of motion doesn't feel right, you can go up smaller and come down. Not everyone has mobility in all of their joints, and that's totally okay. You can come up smaller and then come down, whatever works for your body. And at the end of your next exhale, you go ahead and bring your hands to your lap. We're going to do a couple of twists now. So we're going to watch me do it first, and then we'll join in together. So when you twist, you're going to so I'm going to twist to the right. I'm going to bring my left hand to my right thigh, and my right hand's going to come behind me. Now that can come to my chair, it can come to my hip, it can come to my lower back, wherever that feels good for me. So we'll take a nice inhale together, and then we're going to exhale, twist that front hand to the thigh, the back hand where it feels good, and we're twisting at the spine. And if it feels good to do so, you can go ahead and turn your head towards the back on your next exhale. And if you turned your head on your next inhale, go ahead and bring it back. And on our next inhale, we're going to come back to center. And then we're going to exhale and twist off to the other side. As we're sitting here and breathing in this twist, take a moment to feel how different the air feels going into your body when you're breathing in while you're twisted, as opposed to when you're not. Remember back to the beginning of class when I had you recognize how you felt your breath, where you felt your breath? Where do you feel it now? And if you'd like, on your next exhale, you can turn your gaze towards the back of the room, turn your neck. If you turned your head on your next inhale, go ahead and bring it back. And then on our next inhale, we'll fully unravel, coming back to center. And exhale, release. Now we're going to do some poses called cat and cow, but seated. if you're familiar with yoga, you may have done cat-cow poses while on your hands and knees on the mat. That can be challenging for people that have knee problems or wrist problems or getting up from the floor problems. I mean, we've all got problems with something, right? So doing cat and cow while you're seated in a chair can be just as beneficial. So here's what we'll do. We'll take a nice inhale, and we're gonna open our heart, lift our chin, and then we'll exhale, round our back, and bring our chin towards our chest. And inhale, open that heart center, lift your chin. And exhale, round your back and drop your chin. Let's continue doing the cat-cow on our own breaths. And on your next exhale, we're just going to come seated naturally. We're going to wrap up with a nice forward fold. You want to scoot your bottom a little bit forward in your chair. Not too forward, I don't want you to flip out, but a little bit forward. And bring our legs as wide as feels comfortable. So one of the classes I teach and one of my certifications is in curvy yoga, which is for bodies that are fuller, people with mobility issues. And one of my favorite things to teach in a curvy yoga class when we're doing a wide-legged forward fold, which is what we're going to do but seated, is to let people know that you can move around parts of your body however you need to move them around to feel comfortable and supported in the pose that you're in. So this one is pretty simple. If you've got a belly, you can go ahead and lift your belly and push it between your legs. When you work your way into your forward fold, what that will do is create the space here in your thighs to allow you to get a little bit deeper in that forward fold, which will feel nice. So we're gonna do our forward fold together. If you wanna move your belly, you can. We're gonna take a nice inhale together. We're gonna keep our back flat initially. So inhale, lift your belly if you'd like. We're forward folding at the hips only. Back is flat, exhaling as we fold. Once you get to a place that you feel like you've folded far enough at your hips, feel free to bring your hands down to the floor if that works for you, or you can bring them to your legs for some support. And then you can slowly round your back and bring your chin down. Again, if you're too far forward in your chair, this might feel insecure, so make sure your bum's in your chair. Bring your hands wherever they're comfortable. Get a nice long stretch in your back. We're breathing into that space that we've created in our back now. And then on your next inhale, you can bring your hands over to your legs if they're not there already, and just use your legs and your thighs to support yourself as you come on up with a flat back. Let's bring our legs together. You can scoot back if you'd like a little more support under your bottom. We'll take a moment to close our eyes or lower our gaze. Just take a couple of nice, deep, cooling breaths together. If you'd like to join me with your hands at heart center, you're welcome to. A little prayer action with your hands. Press your thumb towards your heart center. And let's take 3 deep breaths together to honor our mind, body, and spirit connection. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for sharing this class with me.